Raleigh is at a turning point, and I'm concerned. With the rapid growth of Raleigh, I'm worried it will change for the worse if we don't act now, and we are already seeing some troubling trends. I'm Alice Warnerowski with the W Real Estate Group here in Raleigh, and I'm going to get candid in this video. I'll talk about 4 different issues that Raleigh is facing where I believe we're currently at a crossroads. Proper response will reverse the trend, while neglect will leave us with the same fate as cities who have experienced this before us. Taking a brief look at our growth, Raleigh has been the second fastest growing metro over the past 10 years at a growth rate of 23%, second to only Austin, Texas. It's projected to be one of the fastest growing metros by adding over 200,000 people by 2028. And in downtown Raleigh, a projected $7.1 billion of developmental projects are in the pipeline, which will double the downtown population by 2028. So Raleigh has been and will continue to grow at a rapid pace. Will it be able to keep up? Let's start with safety, as Raleigh has always been a really safe city, receiving accolades for years as being one of the safest capital cities in America. But crime in downtown Raleigh is up 60% since last year, which is a really concerning trend. While they involve mostly minor cases like aggressive panhandling, simple assault, and drugs, there's been some high-profile incidents that have really grabbed everyone's attention because simply that just doesn't happen in Raleigh. When we drove downtown a couple weeks ago, I saw more homeless and people loitering than I've ever seen. And speaking of the homeless, Raleigh has the largest homeless population we've ever had at over 1,500 people, which has increased by 67% since 2021. So what is Raleigh doing? Raleigh has seemingly responded well here in my opinion, taking this increase in crime very seriously. They have identified various hotspots and increased their presence at these locations, even hiring private security. They've also talked about improving lighting, adding more security cameras, and increasing charges for certain crimes. And so far, it's working, as crime rates have dropped since the summer spike and downtown businesses have reported an increase in sales. For the homeless response, the City Council is expanding several homeless shelters, and there are multiple emergency shelters starting up to assist during the cold weather. We also have a dedicated organization to assist the homeless. So it appears Raleigh's initial response for safety has been effective thus far, and it shows Raleigh will do what's required to keep the city safe given their quick response. But I am concerned about the rise in the homeless population and would love to see a more proactive versus reactive approach here. We are at a turning point with safety, and rising crime and homelessness are 2 major issues that have really plagued other growing cities. Raleigh will need to continue its aggressive approach to keep this under control. Moving on to another hot topic, traffic. This won't come as a surprise, but Raleigh residents are spending more time in traffic than in years past. The average driver is delayed by 5 minutes a day due to congestion, and that will rise to 26 minutes by 2050 without impactful roadway improvements. So the Triangle's 2050 roadway improvement plan was created to identify and fix the weak points. But the commuter rail that was proposed to connect Durham, RTP, and Raleigh is no longer moving forward after federal funding was rejected due to commuter rails being an outdated solution according to the feds. So Raleigh shifted focus to a solution that is like a rail but cheaper and quicker to implement, a rapid bus transit system. This involves dedicated bus lanes, elevated platforms, and priority green lights. The first leg from Knightdale to downtown Raleigh will be completed by 2025, and future sections will connect Triangle Town Center and North Hills to downtown, as well as downtown Cary and Garner. This system has been successful in other cities like Richmond, but it will only help so much. And while the 2050 plan also showed a massive number of roadway improvements, funding is always an issue, as we've already seen the much-needed Capitol Boulevard freeway conversion recently lose funding in all but one segment due to inflation. So yes, I am concerned here. It is apparent that Raleigh sees the potential issues and is trying to do something about it now, but will it be enough? Let's hope our leaders continue to take this seriously and put their faith in the right options, as our window for a light rail in lieu of the denied commuter rail is closing fast given all the development. Let's move on to a less discussed topic, but also a very important one: deforestation. Raleigh is nicknamed the City of Oaks, with trees seemingly everywhere, and we currently rank 4th in the country in tree canopy percentage at over 54% of our land area. But a Wake County tree canopy study was performed showing that from 2010 to 2020, the county lost over 11,000 acres of tree canopy, which is more than double Umstead Park. The greatest losses were on the western side of Cary and Apex, around Wake Forest, and south and east of town. Morrisville and Wake Forest also had the largest percentage decreases of Raleigh suburbs. Why is this important? Beyond just maintaining Raleigh's character, trees help keep our air clean. They reduce stormwater runoff and they keep the area cool. Out of everything on this list, I'm most concerned about Raleigh's response here. I don't want to lose our identity and the vast benefits that trees have for our community. The study did identify over 82,000 acres within the county where tree plantings could occur, but the question is, how much of that will actually happen? What I really wish would change is Raleigh and its suburbs allowance developments to be clear-cut, especially neighborhoods. It's really frustrating to see putting ease of construction and the maximizing of profit over the preservation of our city's character. I hope this outlook changes and changes soon, as we are really moving in the wrong direction here. Lastly, and probably most important, the preservation of Raleigh's small town feel and culture. When I hear people say Raleigh doesn't have a culture or identity, it's clear to me that they don't really know Raleigh. The true identity of Raleigh is that it has a small town feel, prioritizes and promotes local businesses, and is an excellent place for families. We aren't the music city or the city that never sleeps, and we have never tried to be, but I believe we're at a turning point here. With over $7 billion in investments in just the downtown area alone, North Hill's booming, and the downtown south development underway, Raleigh's offerings will grow significantly over the next 10 to 15 years. The question will be, how will we grow? Will we stay with our identity or try to turn into a bigger city with the type of entertainment and culture that we provide? Now, I do believe Raleigh needs another major entertainment splash, like attracting a major sports team. But beyond that, our recent developments have continued to provide spaces for local businesses and small town style entertainment for young professionals and families. With the massive investments mentioned, though, big business will be attracted, and my hope is that Raleigh will stick to its roots and not give in to the temptation when faced with decisions that could impact our feel and culture. Overall, I think that Raleigh understands the issues at hand and is proactively working to get ahead of them before it's too late. But will it be enough? We better hope so, otherwise we could be the next Austin. If you need any real estate assistance in the greater Raleigh area, please don't hesitate to reach out, as our team would love to help you. I'm Allison Warnerowski, and thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video.